we look at some of the research that was actually done on the shroud back in 1978, actually before the Vatican became the owner of the shroud, there were bloodstains that were removed, and in the Third Dallas International Conference paperwork that I received, it showed that this particular blood that was removed was actually cloned, and so if they are stating that that blood was cloned, then of course, you know, that was a proof that it was cloned. Now, some people have said, well, it was very degraded, and that you cannot take degraded DNA, and that you can, you know, that you cannot clone it.
Clone from that, yeah.
But unfortunately, you know, from what I've been able to read, especially recently in some of the documents that have been sent to me, most recently they cloned some mice that supposedly had been frozen for years and years and years, and the cells had actually burst, and they were able to clone those mice perfectly. So I think that when we look at things like the cloning of even some of the Ice Age, the behemoths that they are talking about now, that they have the capability of duplicating those, I think that, like we mentioned earlier, it has been told to us that it can't be done for the purpose of keeping us from understanding that it can be done. And once it is done and then it's showed to you, like in Dolly, then, you know, I truly believe that there was plenty of blood on that shroud. There was plenty of other types of skin cells. There's the body fluid. All those kinds of things are all over, you know, that shroud image. And of course, you know, anyone can go and look at, you know, some of these shroud things that are on the internet, as well as some of the, you know, international conference paperwork that specifically says these things exist on that shroud. And I think it's...
Like you say, they have cloned from 1978, right?
That's when I think that they took the blood off. Now, you know, they had to play with it, and you don't know what they did as far as playing with it for, you know, trying to decide, you know, to make it do what it was supposed to do. They had plenty of time to work with it before they perfected it, just like with Dolly. And then Dolly was alive and there before they told us it was cloned.
Who? This individual would be, what, 30, 31 years old? 30 going on 31?
No, they would
no, that's assuming they did it
in 1978 because they would have had the blood samples in the end.
A little less than 30 years old.
Right.
Well, who could that be?
The blood has been tested. It is clearly blood. In fact, it's not just blood. It is human blood.
And if that is Jesus Christ on that shroud, and that is his blood is definitely different than what our blood would be. And if that blood is there, and it can be cloned, it would be the blood of the divine creator along with the blood of Mary.
However, without the spirit, without the soul attached to it.
Right.
It wouldn't have the same soul, right?
No, because there is no way that anything that's ever recreated, if you and I were to be cloned, the breath that is in us is given by God, and it only inhabits one time, and there's no genetic gene for that breath.
So it would not be Jesus, it would look like him.
It would only be something that looked like him. And back in the Talmud, it talked about that there were beasts that were created that were human-looking, but they did not have the breath or the soul within the body. So I find it interesting that when we start talking about Antichrist, we hear the word beast, beast, beast. Everything's the beast, the beast, the beast. That would be a vehicle, a body without a soul.
So would this be, if they took some blood samples, and you happen to think they've already done this?
Oh, they did it back in 1978, I know for sure.
All right, we'll get into that in a second here, but if they take...
And unfortunately, the person that is the most connected right now to what I call the Merovingian bloodline is Prince William.
You mean the late Princess Diana's Prince William?
Yes. And that is another thing that in my book I show that Diana was not accidentally killed in an automobile accident, that she absolutely was murdered because she was about to tell somebody about it. And really, in all the things that she did as far as tapes, interviews, she specifically kept telling people over and over, I was used as a birthing chamber. Charles never loved me. She would not even call William by his full name. She called him Wills. Why did she call him Wills? Because the last 3 letters of William's name is I am. And his next name is Arthur. I am Arthur. And he is from that royal lineage of that bloodline Merovingian who wanted to bring King Arthur back to life.
So you're saying that Prince William looks identical to what Jesus looked like?
Oh, yes. I would encourage people that are listening tonight to go to my website, and we have absolutely measured his face, his body,
put it all the same, huh?
everything, and it matches to a T.
Did you put a beard on him?
Oh, he's got a beard now. He's actually helped us out a little bit on that. So therefore, if for some reason Diana was trying to kill her and that baby, there was something going on that was bad. And so if she felt like she was a birthing chamber, then that makes you wonder, was she carrying a egg that had a cloned cell in it, which would not make them genetically connected to her or to Charles. And this is very interesting in the fact that they named him William Arthur. And if you look at his name, Will, Diana would not call him William, she called him Wills. She left off the I-A-M, which, if you say that, is I am. And what did God call himself? I am. What is William's second name? Arthur. I am Arthur. And so if it was the possibility that there was a clone that was developed from a cell on the Shroud of Turin, and Princess Diana was in vitro fertilized, knowing that she was going to have the son, that was the deal, she had to bring about the son, and that child was born on the summer solstice, and that solstice is the constellation, or the astrological zodiac of Gemini into Cancer, the Gemini being the twin, that he was actually the twin of the man on the shroud, or was he the clone of the man on the shroud? What most people don't know is that she tried to kill herself while she was carrying William, and she tried several times to do it, to the point that she threw herself downstairs to try and kill him, as if something she knew was wrong about all this. But at the same time, they put her on all kinds of medications, and they doped her up, they did all this kind of weird. And if that was the case, then she was turned around and she was put in a black dress, like the Black Madonna. She was put a Catholic rosary in her hand, and she was not a Catholic. So here you're putting a Catholic rosary in the future king's mother's hand and burying her, which is most strange. If William is a clone, then his blood was as it should be. And in doing the lineage back to King David, he would fit, because if he walks into the temple and proclaims himself to be king there in a newly built temple, we know that the Sanhedrin has already, reformed to build the temple back, and so everything is in place for that temple to be built. It will fit right next side of the dome. What's going to happen to humanity? And it's laid out. And at the moment, if you're going to tell it before it's supposed to be told, they get rid of you. I mean, let's look at the people that were working on this, some of the, scientists on the shroud. They're dead. One of the people that had a great connectability to Dolly, they found him hanging in his home, you know.